Okay, y'all, I'm back. All done with the chamoy. Okay, cool. Well, I'm not done. I got halfway through. But yeah. Oh yeah. So I came here to chat about my ex. And no, not my ex. My first failed relationship. We're not even on my ex, y'all, honestly. I was only 16 and I was more than willing to take a chance to find romance to grow fast, but I knew she was so much better and then give it all away to the first guy, first try, first lie, first goodbye. Okay, if you know that song's 10 points for Gryffindor. Are you a part of Gryffindor? No. I'm joking. I don't see this. I'm saying my joke's a little bit too crass for that ass. Okay, continue to the story. So yeah, I was a teenager, you know. I was young and and aspirational, as some of you may like to call it. Yes, yes, I was. And um yeah, I don't even know what I was doing because if I remember correctly, I was still devastated over the guy in my bio class that I had a crush on. Okay, because I love to, uh, I got a crush on you. Like that 90s song, whoever that was, they spoke to me, yeah? Because I was big on crushing. So, yeah, I remember because when I walked into it was my AP bio course. I had Miss Michaels. I walked in and she had us, we were grouped by like the columns we were sitting in, like not the rows, but like, you know what I'm saying? So as soon as I walked in and every time I had to go to my seat, I had to see him because he was sitting there all like in the last of the row, all like French immersion and everything. And y'all probably don't even know what French immersion is, but yeah. And I was just like, oh, damn, how am I supposed to sit down now and turn around and face Miss Michaels when he's sitting behind me? But good thing we were in the same group. And this is my lab class, too. Good thing we was in the same group. So I got to talk to him during class. Yeah, I was still devastated over that. But my homies were like, you still gotta move on, like you're not gonna be an AP bio forever. You gotta let the man go. But yeah, and so eventually I did. I let him go. And I had like started dating a wrestler. And honestly, he's just kind of weird. So then we just kind of broke up, really. That's really what happened. And like his friends were like, he got mad at me because his friends all had a crush on me. And then I had to like, and then he left me alone because he was like jealous. So yeah. So then, but I wasn't serious. I was like, I don't know, like I said, he was weird, so it wasn't serious. I thought it was serious until it wasn't. And then my friends were like, no, now you got to get over that. You can't be mad over that guy. He's weird. And I was like, okay. And then they were like, nah, like, no, for real, you got to get over that guy. And so I was like, I don't know how. Like, I was like, I don't like anybody else. Like, if it's not the guy in the last row of my AP bio course, then I don't want anybody else. Like, you see me like not letting go of two things at the same time as they tell me to let go of everything all at once. Like that's me. That's Lola. That's how everybody knows me. Yeah. So I was like, I'm still not over like Mr. French immersion. And they were like, no, but it's like I don't know. They were just like, what are we going to talk about if you out here like being all single and grumpy? And I was like, I don't know, class. Because I was still thinking about that guy in the background, you know? I'm sorry, but I'm just laughing at how much I was just like, huh? And they were like, no. And then it got to the point where they were like, yeah, because they were probably joking about it. Honestly, that's what people do. They were probably joking about it, but this one girl was like, yeah. So my friend, he heard that you were single, and he got a bone to pick with you. And so here I was thinking that he was trying to flirt with me, and then they were like, oh, but don't get too close because I hear he's trying to talk to so and so. And I was like, oh. And then they were like, yeah, and I know you and so are close, but yeah, he has a bone to pick with you. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, and he was like, he's like, sis, like, what are you doing being single? Why are you single? Like, do you even know what single means? Like, you're 16. How are you like, why are you putting that definition on yourself? Are you like just not open? And I was like, what? And I was like, I got out of a relationship. How am I not single? And he was like, okay. And then me and him used to go back and forth because he used to ask me about my friends, and I was talking to him about, I don't know, whatever I was doing, like, but that's because all of my friends knew him. Like, we all, like, anyway, it was like, he had a bone to pick with all of us because he went to my friend's church. And so he had a bone to pick with all of us. And so I was just like, huh? And so, yeah. Then one day, because I used to talk. Everyone used to know me because I used to talk, like, I don't know if y'all know that song, but if I go talk, they go say I did talk, And so we were talking. He was like, I forgot what he said, but he said something. It didn't piss me off, but it made me snap. It made me like go off. He started talking about something like, so no guy out here is good enough for you. And I was like, what do you mean no guy? Like, who are these guys you're talking about? Like, of course some guy is good enough for me. Like, what? And he was like, nah, because you don't want to pick nobody. And I was like, what? And I was like, I was like, and I forgot, I don't even know what exactly he said, but I was like, no, show me a picture of your friends. And I could tell you, if I were to choose out of one of you and your friends, it would be, this and this is such and such person. Right? Because that's what I said. My, my like chatty self said. And so he was like, oh, that's easy. I can send you a picture of my friends easy. I know I'm the, what did he say? Something like, obviously, like, oh, I know I'm the finest out of all my friends. Like, what they call me, you know. Because by then, like, I already knew him because he had dated like half of my friends by then. Not half of my friends, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he went to like the church, but he was like a part of the circle at my school because, not even my school, my friend group, because we was just connected. And so, yeah. And so he was like, okay, I'll show you a picture of my friends easy. Like, which one are you gonna choose? And so he sent me a picture of them. And it was like, because he used to talk about his friends all the time. Like, that's like, it didn't just come out like randomly. It's like, he used to always be like, no, he used to always be like, because whenever he would yell at me, I used to always be like, oh, so how do you know? He would be like, oh, because my friend. And then that's why I was like, okay, so show me a picture of your friends. Oh, these friends. Then basically is what I was trying to say. And so he did. And then I saw his friends, and one of them was kind of cute. And I was like, ooh, like at first I was just playing around, but one of them, I was like, oh, he got a tattoo. Oh, like that's the vibe I was looking for. Yeah, at 16, I was more than willing, But yeah. And I was like, oh, who's your friend with the tat? Like, I just said it like that. And that's how we started talking. He was like, oh, you want to talk to him? I'm gonna give you his number. And then that's what happened. And then he used to like tell me, like he used to warn me about him and like tell me like, oh, he's a dog, like he's out in the streets, like da 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 da, like maybe talking to you would like change him. And that's what he said. He was like, yeah, I don't even get, because this is PG humor. Like this whole story is PG humor, so I know y'all not gonna get it. Okay, so yeah, he was like, oh, maybe he'll change after talking to you. And so yeah, he was like, all right, I'll give you his number, talk to him and tell me how that goes. And so I started talking to him, and at first he was mad boring. Like he was like literally the driest guy I ever met. And then that's when I was like, because I already knew that was kind of wild, because like I was just joking when I said it, but then I thought he was cute, and so I was just like, yeah, I was just chatting, like, you know what I'm saying? I was just chatting. So then I text, like, I got his number. He was like, hi. I wasn't sure if he was nervous or like being dry as shit on purpose. You know what I'm saying? And so like that's why I kept talking to him, but I was like, I started to be hesitant, And so we was talking, but then like we didn't really like mesh at all. And then by then I was like about to go to private school, so I was like, oh, that's big weird, And so I didn't really talk to him like that. But then once I mentioned that, I was like, I don't know, I forgot what I said. I started getting weird. I was like, oh, like, well, I said something like kind of like, oh, guess we shouldn't talk then. And he was like, oh, but I'm gonna see you around. And I was like, where? And this is, I shouldn't have said it, but I was a little bit excited. I was like, I'm going away. I'm going away to school. You're not gonna see me. And he was like, oh, you think so? And then uh um yeah, and that's when he like his whole demeanor changed, and I was like, oh, but what happened to all the respected third, like da 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 da, like I was like, oh, he was talking, all that da 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 da, like what? And he was like, nah, he's like, I just didn't know that she was going away to school. And I was like, oh, I was like, oh, no one really cared that I told them. I said, no one really cared that I was leaving like that. And he was like, no, I'm sure they care. They just don't know how to tell you. And then I was like, oh, but you know how to tell me. and then and then we started talking. And then we like, he wanted to see me before I left and all those things. And yeah, so we started talking. And then we started talking a lot. And then we started dating. Because by that point, we knew each other's families. And yeah, it was like we were dating. Like I met his like uncles. Like, I met his mom. He met my dad, my granddad. Like, you know what I'm saying? He met my sister. And my brothers too, actually. He met the whole family, yeah. So yeah. And then, but the thing was, I was away at school. And he was like, nah, I'm really focused on my basketball. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't gotta worry about nothing. Like, all I do is play basketball type stuff. And he was like older than me, so he was like, yeah, and I gotta start thinking about college and stuff. So and, like I wasn't thinking about that because like I said, he was older than me. And I was like, okay. And then yeah, everything was cool until one day. Like this was like maybe a year and a half or so, where we was dating or whatever. And then one day he's like, oh, he texted me. He's like, oh, I'm with my girl at work. And the way our relationship was is like by the time he said that, I knew that that had been something that he was used to doing because he's not going to tell me what he's doing unless he's used to doing it. And so, um, yeah, and I was like, oh, so you have a girlfriend now? Because this was like right around the time I was supposed to come home. Like obviously, like yeah. And I was like, oh, so you have a girlfriend now? And I was like, oh. And I stopped talking to him. Like I literally just didn't respond. And he was like, oh, so you're not going to talk to me anymore just because I have a girlfriend? And I was like, I'm sure she doesn't want me talking to you. And then he was like, nah, nah. I need to I need a ride. Like basically this when I got home, he was like, nah, nah, I need a ride when I from work. Like I need a ride. Like nobody's giving me a ride. And then I was like, I mean I could, but I was like, I'm pretty sure your girlfriend will work something out for you. Like that's your girl. That's what she's supposed to do. That's what she's gonna do. And he was like, no, no, I really need you. I really need you to give me a ride. And then I was like, oh, okay. And then I gave him a ride. And I was like, you know, do you want me back or something? Like, why do you need a ride for me so bad? Because I knew, because it was weird. I was like, why are you asking me for a ride? And he was like, no, just drop me off. And then his girlfriend was like waiting outside the door for him to come back. And I was like, dang. Maybe I should have been outside waiting on him. But like that's just not how it was. And so I I looked at her and then she looked at me like, are you kidding me? And I was like two things were going through my mind at the time. Like once I was like, this is why I stay to myself and I don't tell anybody anything. But I was like, but I changed my mind because I was like, no, that's his girlfriend now. So I guess she deserves to know that, you know, we have been seeing each other just a few months before. But I was like, really, the whole time I was like, it was a few months before. I was like, I don't know when she sauntered into the picture, but I'm checking up them doses. And then, so I looked at her, kind of like, yes. And then she just looked at him, and I was like, and then he looked at me. And then I looked at him like, your girlfriend's waiting on you. And then he looked at me. He looked like this was the first time he actually looked kind of hurt in front of me. And so, like, he almost like broke his bravado for a second. And then that's when she got real mad. And then that's when I was like, all right, I guess this is goodbye. Like, I'm going back to school now. Like, I'm going back to school soon. So, like, you're not going to see me. And he was like, yeah, I guess it is. And he just got out of the car. And I'm pretty sure the two of them went off to have a baby. And here I am, still trying to find the man I can wait outside the door for when he gets off of work.